Hello and welcome to our video going through the controls of the ScanX Air. This is our wireless transducer which has a dual head of a convex and a high frequency linear probe. It connects to any phone or tablet. In this video we're going to be showing you the iPhone, but it should look the same if you are an Android or a Windows laptop. It may just have slightly different controls. To turn your device on, press the power button in the middle. And what you should see is a green light at the top. This means your probe is on. You also have 4 lights along the bottom. This is the battery life of the probe. So on this one you can see 2 lights, so it's about medium battery length. And we recommend once it goes down to the last light, you start and recharge your probe. And there's a connecting point on the side there where you can connect the USB-C for recharging. Once the probe is turned on, you want to go to your Wi-Fi settings on your phone. So if I click Wi-Fi, you will see, and it will come up with the serial number of your probe. So you'll usually start UX8C, so I can see that there. I can click on there and the password will come up. And the password is the serial number on your probe, all lowercase. So in this case, it's UXCCD. FK054, and now I click join. What we'll see is it will connect to the Wi-Fi, but just note that it will say that no internet connection is available. That is okay, that is what we expect to see because we're not connecting to the internet, it's the Wi-Fi connecting to the probe. Once you've all connected, you can go back to your scanning screen, and if everything's worked correctly, you can unfreeze the probe and you will see the probe name on the top left hand side of the screen. Once your probe is connected, you can start by setting up a new patient by hitting the little patient button on the top left hand side. This will bring up your patient data screen. As you see, you can add an ID, a name, gender, and then date of birth, and also a hospital as well. This will just mean if you store any images, it will have patient data on. So we highly recommend you do this before starting any scan. And once you've put all the details in you want, just click OK, or if it's a new patient, new. When we first turn the probe on, it will go on to the convex probe. And we know that because it has a green light where the convex probe is. And if we look down on the phone itself, we will see a convex probe shape to the field of view. To change probes, hold down on the middle button and then you'll see the light changes from the blue convex probe to the bottom light towards the linear probe. And then on our phone we can see the preset has changed and we can unfreeze and we will see the linear probe is active. You'll see at the top of the screen, we have the preset that we're going to be scanning. This optimizes the image settings depending on the type of scan you are doing, and we recommend you check that before doing any scan as it will help you optimize your images. We can see on this one, we start off on abdomen, but this is a drop down, so if I hit the little arrow next to abdomen, we have a different range of settings, and just select the one that's right for you. If you're doing scans that aren't listed on there, get in touch and we can recommend the settings you will need, and this can be programmed into the system. For this, we're just going to stay on abdomen and then we're ready to start scanning. Introducing depth. For this example, we are going to scan a bladder on a dog, and we're just going to go through some of the controls you might want to optimize when scanning. Firstly, depth. As we can see on this image, we have the bladder at the very top of the screen, but we have a lot of space beneath that we're not interested in. So what we want to do is reduce the depth to highlight the bladder. For that, we have a little arrow on the side and we can scroll down to reduce the depth. If you want to increase the depth, simply scroll up on the left hand side. Another control you might want to optimize is your gain. That's the brightness of the image. So you can see on this image, the bladder, which should be black because it's fluid, is quite bright. On the bottom we can see the gain control. So again, I can scroll to the left to reduce the gain and we should see the image getting darker and you'll have the gain number there. Alternatively, if you want to increase the gain, simply scroll to the right and you'll see the gain increasing. We recommend for gain is you want your fluid filled structures to be dark and black, and you want your bone to be nice and bright. That should give you good definition of the tissue, which will be grey speckled. When you're scanning and you're happy with the image you've got, you can then save that image. To do that, hit the freeze button on the bottom. That's the little icicle you can see there. Then you'll have two options: save image, which will be a still image, or save video, which will save a cine clip. If I hit the save video here, you'll see it will just load, and that will save into your phone or tablet storage. So you can find that later and you can share that if you need to, or you can take it off and put it onto a hard drive to make sure it's safe. To start scanning again, just hit the unfreeze button. If you want to take measurements on your images, again, you can freeze the image and you will see that the measure option comes above the little icicle. Click measure, and this will give you a list of measurements which you can take, some labeled and some generic. In this example, we'll just do a length, so I can click length. And then you have two calipers which you can adjust just using the touch screen, and I can measure the length of this bladder, and then you'll see it on the top right hand side, it gives you the result. To look at colour and pulse wave Doppler, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan my carotid. So for that, I'm going to change onto the high frequency linear probe. So again, I just hold down the middle of the probe until I see the blue light, switch to the high frequency linear probe. I can unfreeze my image and change my preset to carotid. Just apply some gel, place it on my carotid there. As you can see, our depth can just be reduced slightly. For colour Doppler, I can hit the colour PDI, and this will bring up my colour box. The touch screen is how you adjust position, and then you can also adjust size by pressing and dragging the arrows. What you may want to do is just adjust the scale, and we can do that using the PRF and just pressing that to cycle through, and you'll see the scale on the right hand side change. For my carotid, it's quite high flowing blood, so I want to increase the scale to get rid of some of the aliasing. To use my pulse wave, I hit the PW, and this will bring up my cursor. And I, once again, using the touch screen, can drag my cursor into position, and you will see a pulse wave for my carotid appear on the bottom there. And you do have the option of reducing the gains and also the steer and the angle. So for this, I may just want to make the angle slightly more horizontal, and we can freeze, save these images, and also take measurements. That's all the basic controls of the ScanX Air. If you do have any questions, feel free to get in touch or write down in the comments below. But once you're done scanning, you can turn off your probe just by holding the power button for 3 seconds, and you'll see all the lights go off, and then you're done scanning.